Heat, I think our colors match what's going on outside.
They do match the
And my
heat
socks
index.
too.
But I have a sweet treat for you.
Okay.
106 is going to be our heat index.
That's sweet.
And that's only 3 degrees higher than our real temperature.
Okay. Well, it's lower than 112. Feels like.
Yep. So here's the fun thing about weather. When it is humid, it's going to feel a lot hotter. That has to do with the fact that your sweat isn't evaporating, so it just feels so much hotter on your skin. And so what we are dealing with is normal humid conditions here, right? 97 to 112, so that's more than 10 degrees above that air temperature is going to be our heat index by Tuesday. And that's normal conditions here in the coastal bend for summer. This is abnormal right here, reaching a high of 103. So when we have drier air, that heat is able to just thrive in dry air. It doesn't, moist air or air with a lot of moisture in it doesn't warm up as efficiently because water is naturally a little bit cooler, but it does make it feel hotter to you. So what we have going on for the treat per se is a higher air temperature but a lower heat index today. We have a higher heat index by Tuesday, but a lower air temperature. So you win some, you lose some. And all of this has to do with high pressure setting up to our west, pumping in that dry air between the trough that is associated with a weak stalled front and essentially Hurricane Idalia also. So the winds picking up across the plains out of the north, bringing in much drier air into the region, but also creating a fire danger across much of East Texas and into Louisiana. As we head into the weekend, we are going to see this low kind of hang out in the area that will work to keep our temperatures slightly cooler. However, heat index values are going to go back up because we're going to see more moisture in our atmosphere, so more humidity. When it comes to that fire danger, you can see that across East Texas, Louisiana, and into Mississippi. Of course, we have hurricane warnings, tropical storm warnings, and additionally severe thunderstorm warnings are watches in place, as well as tornado watches, flood watches. So a lot of activity over Florida and the southeast coast there from now major Category 4 Hurricane Idalia. Us here in Texas, we do have a high risk for that fire danger even across portions of the coastal bend. Moderate risk into tomorrow and Friday for the most part. So today is kind of our highest fire danger risk, and that has a lot to do with the humidity. Look at that, falling into the teens and even into Corpus Christi. We've got a humidity level in the teens this afternoon. So it's going to feel pretty comfortable out there. However, that mugginess is only going up. Right now, clear skies. You can see the moon, which will be full later on this evening. It will be a super blue moon. And temperatures this afternoon, as we mentioned, getting up to 102. We do have an advisory in place. That's a coastal flood advisory. Swells from Idalia will create waves 2 to 3 feet, but every 10 seconds. So that longer period will allow water to come up to the dunes and create a dangerous rip current risk. Highs across the area, triple digits. Port Aransas around 91, 92. Overnight will fall into the 70s. So cooler overnight tonight. But once the humidity returns, we'll have muggy conditions overnight and also just sticky, hot heat index values as well by next week. John.